of class 6. I hope you're all fine. So today I welcome you all back to our social science class. Today in our class we are going to look at the lesson 3 of history, that is Indus civilization. Lesson 3, Indus civilization. So today we will be learning about Indus civilization, and you will be able to understand the urban nature of Indus civilization, the lifestyle of the people, and identify and study the major sites of Indus civilization. So the lesson is wholly based on Indus civilization. First, you might be wondering, what is civilization? So, civilization is the stage of human social development and organization which is considered most advanced. The society, culture, and lifestyle of people in a particular area. Civilization is nothing but the stage of a human development. It mainly focuses on the society, the culture of the people, and the lifestyle of the people. So, the timeline of ancient world civilization is: we had Mesopotamia, we had Egyptian, we have Chinese, and the Indus Valley civilization. So these are some of the major world civilizations that are present from ancient days. So what is it? They are groups that are situated mostly near the river. They live in groups. First, they started to live in groups. Then they formed as a community, which in turn turned into a society, and that society is now called as civilization. So these people settle near rivers or the banks because one, they get fertile soil. The land near the water is really fertile and it is used for agriculture purpose, so they settle. Secondly, they get fresh water to drink, so they can feed on for the cattle too, and for irrigation purpose. Third, they were able to have easy movement of goods. So for these reasons, the people started settling near rivers. So the discovery of a lost city, Harappa. So Harappa is also an oldest civilization, and it was first discovered by the British East India Company soldier Charles Mason. So this person, Charles Mason, was a writer too. So in his book, he wrote about the Harappa city. He knew that it was a lost city because he saw a ruined brick castle with very high walls and towers built on a hill. So basically, Harappa city was ruined. Earlier, people lived there, but now nobody lives there. So it has become a lost city. So Charles has written in his book about the ruined brick castles and high walls and the towers built on a hill. Later, in 1965, while laying the railways from Lahore to Karachi, the people of the railway department were able to discover more bricks. And in 1920, the archaeologists also started to excavate, that is, they started to search over the land. And in 1924, the director of ASI, that is, Archaeologists Survey of India, Sir John Marshall, concluded that Harappa was also a part of large civilization. So here, Sir John Marshall comes to a conclusion that Harappa was nothing but a large civilization. It was also a part of a large civilization where people lived before, but now no one lives there. They were all vacated. So when the archaeologists, that is, the people who check on the land and survey the land, told that it is also a part of a large civilization. And this Harappa city was older than Mohenjo-daro, that is, also an oldest civilization. So, how do archaeologists explore lost cities? You know what? They look at the bricks, how old they are, they look at the things that are fallen, like the pots, and some things that are there. They go search that, and moreover, they look at the printings that are there on the wall, like the pictures on the wall. They survey that, and the skeletons, and the ground, the land, the sand, the stones, everything. They start searching each nook and corner to find many more hints about the place. Likewise, even Sir John Marshall has searched the place of Harappa and found it to be a part of large civilization. So these are some of the sites in Indian borders. So archaeologists found major Harappan sites within the Indian border. So some of them are Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Manda, Dholavira Lothal, Kalibangan, Mitatai, and more. So these are some of the part of Harappan civilization. So what is urban civilization? Harappan civilization is considered to be an urban civilization because of the following reasons. Urban civilization is nothing but it is a developed civilization where there are more people, there is agriculture, there is good health, everything, like they have good people and everybody likes to settle there. Harappan civilization is also considered to be an urban civilization. But why did they say so? Because number one, the Harappan civilization, the place Harappa had good town planning. The houses were properly built. There were great masonry and architecture, that is the decorations of the house, and the places built were really good. They had good hygiene and public health, standard weight and measure, solid agriculture, and artisanal base. So the people were healthy there. There were good castles and high buildings with good architecture, and there were agriculture also before. That is why Harappan civilization is also considered to be an urban civilization. Unique features of Harappan civilization. So, Harappan civilization had its own unique features. Like, when we look at animals, they have tails, right? That is their unique feature. While humans have legs. That is our unique feature. Likewise, Harappan civilization, that is Harappa, had its own unique feature. That is, they had streets and houses, drainage system, great bath, the great granary, and the assembly hall. You can also find them here, but what is so unique there? I know quite a few of you might also be wondering the same. So let's see that. First is the houses, streets and houses. So here you're able to see how the houses are built, right? Yes. So we see that the houses and the streets were in grid pattern. They're all closely located. They're all close to each other, and the houses are built on both sides. They were either one-story house or two-story, that is, either one floor or two floors. And the main thing is every house had a flat roof, like you see in the picture behind. Each and every houses had flat roofs, right? Here you can see in the picture they had flat roofs. Moreover, most of the houses had many rooms, and they had a courtyard, that is a garden behind. And in the garden we see that the garden had a well, and it had its own toilets and bathrooms. So all the houses were built with good plan and design, and they were built with baked or sun-dried bricks, that is, the bricks which were sun-dried or shown to fire. And it is stated that there were no place or palaces to worship. So these are the unique features of Harappa's house and streets. So next, let's see about the drainage system. At the right corner, you see how their drainage system looks. So the drains were mostly covered with slabs, like you see in the picture, or bricks. And each drain had a slope for the water to flow. So they were slopy so that the waters were allowed to flow properly. And the holes were provided at regular intervals. And there were holes at proper places so that the drainage could flow properly. And finally, every house had a soak pit, and they had their own holes so that the drainage and the sediments could stop and the water could flow properly. So their drainage system was totally different from others. Every drain from the houses would go and mix in the streets, and they would go and empty at the end. So the drains would look like as you see in the picture. So first we saw about the unique feature of the street and the houses, and now we saw about the drainage system. Next is the Great Bath. Looks like a swimming pool, right? Yes. So let's see what's a Great Bath. So it is a large rectangular tank in the courtyard. So every garden of every house had a courtyard, right? So every courtyard had a tank too for the people to bath. So obviously the tank was waterproof, and it was made with bricks coated with plasters so that the water was tight. And there were steps on the north and the south side leading into the tank. You can see the steps in the picture, right? There are steps so that people could get into the tank. And the water was drawn from the well. So the water to the tank was taken from the well. So after bath, there were 3 rooms near the Great Bath. So people would go there and probably change their dresses and come in to the tank. So after bathing, the water was drained out. So that is the Great Bath. All of us probably take bath in a bathroom, right? But these people of the Harappa city had their own Great Bath, that is a tank like a swimming pool. And every day they used to go there, pour some water take bath, and then drain the water. So that is a unique feature of the Harappa city. So then comes the great granary and the assembly hall, like you see in the pictures. So great granary is a massive building with solid brick foundation. So they are nothing but they are storehouses. They stored grain, wheat, barley, millet, sesame, and pulses. So these great granaries stored food, the grains that they get in the harvest through their agriculture. They take everything, we can't store it. Houses, right? So they stored everything in the great granary and took them when they wanted them for use. Second is the assembly hall, that is a huge public building in Mohenjo-daro, a place there, and it seems that it had many pillars. To be more specific, it had 20 pillars in 4 rows. So it was a huge hall where people could come and probably meet each other. And this hall was multi-pillar, that is, it had many pillars. So great granary and the assembly hall were also a unique feature. So now we have looked at the unique features like the places and what the people had, but we haven't got into how the people would look like, right? So to know more about the people, just wait. We will be looking at them in our next class. So I hope you all understood about the features of a Harappa city, that is a lost city. And I hope you knew who an archaeologist is. So in our next class, let's look at Harappa city's people, their occupation, and more about them in detail. So meet you in the next class, students. Until then, take care and stay safe. Thank you.